If you're a fan of old school bodybuilding, then make sure to check out Subs the Movie. Filmmaker Alex Ardenti explores the $40 billion sports supplement industry, delving into the origins, evolution, and current state of supplements used by millions of fitness enthusiasts worldwide, available at Amazon and Vimeo. Hi everybody, Golden Era Bookham here. Today I've received this wonderful package from the US from Larry Draper actually. Who has been recently selling her late husband's, Dave Draper, the Blonde Bombers, I guess you could say his bodybuilding memorabilia. I had all this stuff sent because she was selling a lot of this over eBay over the last few weeks since Dave's death, and even before he passed away. She was starting to part with some of these things. I was lucky enough to be bidding for some of these things and have them sent to my good friend Jeff, who very kindly packaged it all up and sent it off to me. So thank you, Jeff. As you can see here, the most significant piece for me has to be the original Dave Draper drawing that was drawn by Linda Lima in 1980 and later became the cover of Dave's most famous book, Brother Iron, Sister Steel, which I have, of course, read. I've had it autographed by the great Dave Draper. I've also covered it on this channel. Dave was very happy with my review of his book, posted it on his own website and stuff. So that's kind of where my friendship with Dave Draper and Larry began so many years ago. Since then, of course, they both sent me lots of wonderful photos of Dave, a whole collection of some photos that I've never seen before, and they were beautiful. So, yeah, and when I found out that Larry was selling all this stuff, I just had to get my hands on some of it. And again, here is the original image that became the cover for Brother Iron, Sister Steel, and you can actually see the text written here in the book. Let me just get rid of this bookmark. Here we go. There it is, right? Same image. And if you read the text, it reads here, Linda Lima created this drawing from a photo by George Greenwood for a poster presenting the 1980 Senior National Powerlifting Championships produced by pro wrestler Billy Graham Superstar. All the giants of the day were there setting records as the big numbers rose like a fever amongst the blistering competitors. I met Dr. Fred Hatfield that day in Phoenix as he moved 1,000 pounds into a squat record. The drawing became the cover of the book you hold. There it is. So this is the original drawing. As you can see here, Linda Lima, 1980. So I was able to purchase this, and of course the reason I wanted to purchase it, besides being an amazing piece, is that, and of course it was gifted to the great Dave Draper, is because of course I want this to be part of the Physical Culture Bodybuilding Museum that I'm setting up here. And I think this is a very significant piece because, it's the image that made the cover of Dave Draper's biography and System of Bodybuilding. So you really get to appreciate that if you've read that book, right? So this is a great piece of the Dave Draper history. I also, of course, wanted to buy the many other pieces that were there, like the top squat that Dave had invented. There was also the weightlifting belt, but I lost the bid on those, unfortunately. And again, here's another confirmation. The pickup list, original Dave Draper bodybuilding sketch. So yeah, we're really happy, super happy. Who couldn't be happy? I mean, I want to frame this and put it up now on my wall. But yeah, along with the other things that I bought, this has got to be, for me at least, the highlight. There are other pieces I also picked up from Larry, and they include Dave Draper and Bill Pearl 2005 seminar DVD that was autographed by Dave Draper, and that's sitting right here. Okay, I'll show you that in a second. also a poster of this same drawing, right? It's a poster, very rare, as well as poster drawings, of course, again of Dave, but also of Sergio Oliva, Steve Reeves, Boyer Co., etc. Got them for a pretty good deal too. So you can see the prices there. Yeah, they're one of a kind. So I'm very, very grateful to Larry for sending all of these items through to me, and for contributing in that regard to my Physical Culture Museum. Here's the autographed pamphlet. So now I know that if you go to GMV Bodybuilding, where my good friend Wayne Galash sells DVDs, and DVDs, basically he's got the best collection, the absolute, bar none, best collection of bodybuilding, old school vintage bodybuilding footage on the planet. He's dedicated his life on it. And you can purchase this DVD there. But of course, this is the original back from 2005 with the pamphlet. It doesn't have the pamphlet anymore, at least not that I know of. So this is my second copy now. But this has Dave Draper's signature on it. And the pamphlet itself has some interesting information in it too, so it's worth a read. It's a small booklet, actually. So that's two pieces that are really, really wonderful to add to the collection. I mean, can't get enough of this image. It's just so beautiful. It's just the detail presented here is just, yeah. And of course, it's Dave Draper at his most iconic, isn't it? He was the blonde bomber. Yeah. Speaking of the blonde bomber, what we also have here, actually, there's not enough space, so I'm going to have to carefully put this image down here and put the book and the DVD slightly away. Larry was very, very kind to send me also an original copy. Just because I'm actually, believe it or not, I love collecting the labels of protein, of the cans of protein. I'm still on the lookout for a Rio Blair one, but I'm actually in touch with the copyright owner of Rio Blair's protein, and he's actually going to send me one, hopefully one day soon. But yeah, if you didn't know, Dave Draper actually came out with his own protein formula, which was actually a pretty good blend of protein because it's quite similar to Rio Blair's. The ingredients are here. And you can see it's got whey protein and calcium caseinate. So casein, whey protein, L-glutamine, branched chain aminos, colostrum. I mean, this is so similar to Rio H. Blair's protein. I think at least I know that some of his blends, according to Don Howarth, had colostrum in it, and I think that Jim Shiblum, who owns the copyright, told me that he was playing with colostrum. I'd have to look at my emails again, but Jim and I have heaps of conversations, and Jim, if you're watching, you can confirm again whether that's true or not. There's also other bits and pieces. This is something I really like. The Bomber Blend was one of the few proteins out there that had bromelain and papain. And when a protein company puts those two in, you know they're golden era. You know they're old school. Because I've talked about it before, bromelain and papain are proteolytic enzymes. So not only are you ingesting quality protein here, a quality protein blend, but the fact that the company, in this case, Dave and Larry, put these proteolytic enzymes meant that they were also concerned about the bodybuilder's digestive ability and the capability of absorbing the proteins. And that's just brilliant. It's a brilliant blend. Lactase. I mean, look at all that stuff. It's really intelligently created. And if you're still not understanding, what I'm trying to say is that the bromelain and papain are digestive enzymes and help the breakdown of the protein into amino acids, and therefore they get into your bloodstream more efficiently. And the only other protein blend that I know of that does that, of course, now still is, NSP Nutrition. They're the only ones that still do it nowadays. Nobody else, at least that I know of, does that. And Dave Draper's Bomber Blend did that. I mean, and I know that from the many fans that existed of Dave's protein blend, everybody raved on about it. You know, it's unfortunate that the company stopped producing this protein. It's really sad. But again, I'm very grateful to Larry for giving me this truly now vintage piece. And yeah, I mean, it's a great blend. It would be nice to see it come back to life one day. But yeah, it's just wonderful. And that's why he says, what worked for me when I won the Mr. America in 1965 works for me today. Spirited training and lots of protein. And yeah, I think, you know, Dave's Bomber Blend, it might not be exactly the same as Rio H. Blair's protein, but it definitely has some elements of the proteins from back then, from Rio H. Blair's protein, from Vince Gironda's NSP protein. So it's wonderful stuff. Yeah. And thank you, Larry. This is a beautiful piece. It really is. Here is the collection. This is rather wonderful. Let me turn this around. There's several posters here, as I mentioned. This is probably, at least in my opinion, one of Steve Reeves' most iconic poses. And this was actually a set of posters sold by, I think, Muscle Mag International back in the 70s. Right? You can see that. Copyright 1977 by Viking Barbell. These were drawings of the most iconic photos of the most iconic bodybuilders of all time. And I missed out on the poster for Arnold, for Serge Nubret, and I believe, oh yeah, and Vince Gironda. There was a few others. I missed out. I'm going to look out for them again to complete the series. But I'm glad that I picked up on the Steve Reeves one. This is just beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. Deserves to be on a damn t-shirt, actually. And here's a nice one of Boya Ko. Absolutely gorgeous. Just amazing. Amazing drawings. And, you know, it's funny. You see now, a lot of people nowadays are doing art based on the golden era because it was art, you know, and it just goes to show. Here's an unbelievable, beautiful reproduction of Sergio Oliva's most muscular. And you can see why he was called the myth, for God's sake. Freaky muscle. It's unbelievable. The detail is beautiful. Yeah, it's just, I'm so happy with these posters. They're beautiful. And of course, another one of the wonderful blonde bomber looking, I know exactly, looking iconic as iconic gets. I know exactly from which muscle builder issue this comes from. He's on the beach there with a wonderful tan, and yeah, it's just wonderful stuff. Yeah, so they're the four, at least the limited series Muscle Mag International posters that I picked up on cardboard. Unbelievable price too. And unfortunately, I was unable to grab the rest. Somebody outbid me. But yeah, you know, you can't win them all. Last but not least is the very rare, super rare poster reproduction of the original image again of Dave of Dave Draper. Sorry. And yeah, this is just a different. It's an actual poster. It's not an actual original sketch. You can see Linda Lima's print there. So it's just a print, again, on cardboard, but super rare. And again, we'll go into the museum as well. This is just amazing stuff. You can see how I'm starting to really build all these in pieces. I'm really trying to get important pieces into the museum now, such as the Steve Reeve trophies. I've been in conversation with several Silver Era bodybuilders too. There are other trophies on their way. And yeah, it's just really awesome. So I do hope you have enjoyed this look at my growing Dave Draper collection of memorabilia. And yeah, what can I say? It's wonderful stuff. Thank you very much, Larry, for sending this stuff through to me. And Jeff, of course, for organizing it all. Yeah, I really appreciate both of you guys. Anyway, that's it from me. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Leave me a comment, and thanks again for watching. This is the Golden Era Bookworm saying bye for now. Now, if you're interested in learning more about Vince Gironda's approach to bodybuilding, his principles, and all these tips of wisdom that he has, I mean, there's so much stuff that probably hasn't been proven by science, and it will take science to prove or disprove Vince. But to be honest, these 3 books, I believe, which I call the Classic Physique Bundle, are the best books that Vince ever came out with. And they, of course, are the Wild Physique, the Master Series, and the Pro Series. Have a look at it this way. The Wild Physique, I believe, is like the ABCs of Vince Gironda's principles to bodybuilding. He teaches you the exercises and his principles, but how do you put them together? Well, the Master Series is a 14-month program of using all of these principles, all of the diets that Vince came out with, all of the exercises, and believe me, it's a brilliant, brilliant program. Many people have used it. I know personally a lot of bodybuilders that have actually used it and made fantastic results with it. And of course, the Pro Series was a book that he came out with later on, specially targeted for getting into competition. It's just these 3 books, as I call it, the Classic Physique Bundle, Vince's best work, and available, of course, at www.goldenerabookworm.com. Now, the Pro Series of Bodybuilding, which was targeted for professional bodybuilders, contains 6 programs, each of which go for 2 months each. So it's a whole year, again, in preparation for competition. Online training is now available, including my new program, Novice to Classic, a program geared towards beginners and novices looking at developing a classic physique, as well as Classic Cut, geared at those who wish to lose weight and gain muscle fast. Details available at www.goldenerabookworm.com. Need a bodybuilding poster for your gym or office? Then check out Iron Man Magazine archive.smugmug.com for the highest quality posters on the planet. Scroll through the galleries of all the legends, including greats such as Arnold, Frank Zane, Sergio Oliva, Serge Nubret, Tom Platz, and Larry Scott, and much, much more, and select your poster now. Your favorite YouTube channel, please visit teespring.com/stores/goldenerabookworm for merchandise, including t-shirts, hoodies, face masks, phone cases, and much, much more. Once again, at teespring.com/stores/goldenerabookworm. Become a patron at www.patreon.com/goldenerabookworm for hard to find books, scans of rare photos, and articles on the golden era of bodybuilding. To take full advantage of my collaborations, use code GEB20 with nspnutrition.com and vincegironda.com, as well as code bookworm12 at osl.com for a discount at checkout.
I don't think that Bill Phillips looked at it as, I want to compete against them. I want to destroy them.
If they pass legislation basically making any type of food supplement a prescription item, that would be the end, the death of the entire food supplement industry.
Take your vitamin pill now.
In the 1960s, the sports supplement industry was barely emerging.
I think the reason why Joe Weider was so successful was he had Arnold on his side.
He wasn't selling supplements. He was in the dream business.
Joe Weider was a marketing genius.
People would say the promotions or the endorsements back then were cheesy. To me, it wasn't. I loved it.
Fitness was taking off. You know, fitness became cool. You had a lot of readers that wanted to be like the stars that they idolized.
Bill's strength is his marketing savvy. He's a marketing genius.
Got it. It's only vitamin.
The right of American citizens to have free access to dietary supplements of their choice.
Consult your physician. You might as well consult the next guy you meet on the street. They don't know a damn thing about vitamins and nutrition.
The dietary supplement industry became the #2 most regulated industry. Nuclear, dietary supplements, pharmaceutical. We're more regulated than drugs.
They come in and you need to allow the FDA. They have jurisdiction.
The enforcement is kind of the questionable side of it, and how do they really get a handle on this monster?
A lot of people tell me that the dietary supplement industry is completely unregulated. It's the wild, wild west out there. It's a free-for-all. That could not be further from the truth.
A dietary supplement is not allowed to have a side effect. I always say that pharmaceutical has to have a minimum of 100 side effects in order for it to be a drug.
And now, it's a $40 billion industry and growing.
That's the really interesting thing, is the cast of characters from the 80s, when it was kind of iffy, to now when it's a lot more legitimate.
They made it sound cutting edge, revolutionary, and different, and I want that. That's cool.
We are in this industry to improve our health. It's not just a vanity project here. We're working on our lifeline. We eat a certain way to improve our health. We train a certain way to improve our health. Supplements are just that. They supplement your work, your graft, your nutrition.
They demonize dietary supplements, but they say all you need is real food. Well, what's a real food?
They pump you up and get you hard, stronger, faster, bigger.
Doc, I want to take this weight gain. I want to take this pre-workout. No way. That stuff, we don't know what's in that. It could be, no way. I'm not going to give you, it's going to kill the industry, bottom line.
So I must have drank so much protein powder from age 15 to 18 that my head was going to explode.
I believed in metrics so much that I would probably punch somebody in the face if they tried to take it away from me.